Okay. Timer going. Okay, for those of you who are new, this is the second class of a 3-month series. It's going to go through October, November, December. I completed the handout for the first month of the class. You all should have that now. I brought just enough, so we'll have to get more here next time. Or hopefully you'll all learn how to do this on the computer, and if not, Roy's here to teach you how to do it on the computer right down the room here. You can download any of this material from our website. The class is Beginning Music Theory for MIDI Electronic Keyboards by me. On the front there you can see what is called the QR code. QR codes are something new. When you go to the school stores, they have barcodes on everything, so all the cash registers read those codes. And those are national standard. They tell the cashier in the system how much that item is and what it is. QR codes are the same way, basically, but for the general public. This is a QR code. Most of them are square right now. They're going to grow into all different sizes and shapes in the near future, but right now most of them are square. So you can read that with any smartphone. With my phone, I can read that off of a screen, off of a projection screen, off of TV, or off of printed press. And that will lead you to whatever that person made that QR code for. In this case, it's to lesson 1. So anybody that missed lesson 1, it is on the internet. That's probably the easiest way to get to it. If not, you can go onto our website, which is listed up here, www.mecatx.ning.com or www.youtube.com, channel Eyes of Killeen, and you'll be able to find these lessons. The last lesson, there were 3 subdivisions of it. The long one is the important one, so that would probably be the first one on there. 2 and 3 get into incidentals and so on. If any of you need to email me for any reason, dfkott@aol.com. That's the easiest way to get a hold of me, not on the telephone or any other way. That's the quickest and simplest way. Okay, we'll review a little bit. And basically, in a practice session, this is what a practice session should consist of. Every practice session that you have should consist of this, 4 parts. So you need to find a way to turn 10 minutes into 4 parts, or half hour, or however long you're going to practice. And again, we see it said practice 1 hour once a week is not enough. 15 minutes 4 times a week is better. Obviously, an hour every day is the best. So a bare minimum to really learn what we're talking about here with muscle memory is a minimum of 3 hours per week. And then there should be a half-hour session or so on. So the first thing you should do in a practice session is, like in sports, they do a warm-up. Or in dancing, they do a warm-up. So it's a warm-up. It's something on theory. Anything that you need to practice on theory. We'll go over that a little bit more. Second, something new. You're there because you want to learn how to do something, so learn something new. 3, always practice the old songs. So by the end of this course, you should know how to play 3 songs without music. Okay? And by next Christmas, you should learn how to play maybe 50, 60 songs without music. But you've got to follow this format. 4th is what we call, the book, other people I've given this class, we call fractures. But that's a term from another book. So I changed it easier for you all to problems. Anything you have a problem is you practice separate. Okay? If you practice a song from the start, each and every time for a year, you'll know it at the start good and at the end bad. Okay? So you pick out the parts that your fingers or you have trouble with and practice them separate from these 3 things. And that's the problem. We underlined it because I told you about mnemonics last time. The easiest way to learn something is get a sensical or a nonsensical phrase that you made up that will help you memorize something. So this would be T-N-O-P, ton of, whatever you want to call it. Okay? So let's go over the first page, page 3 in the book. You'll see the QR code there for the first lesson and the second part of the first lesson. That's called the grand staff. We're going to go over that in a hurry because this is review. Look at the grand staff there, and you'll see the grand staff is an upper 5 lines and 4 spaces and a bottom 5 lines and 4 spaces. Mnemonic to remember that. It's written down on your head out there. The spaces are F-A-C-E, so that's very easy to remember. Face. Anytime you look at a space, say to yourself, F-A-C-E. If it's the first space, it's F. Second space, it's A-C-E. The lines are every good boy does fine. Every good boy does fine. Okay, last week we worked on a scale of C. C. Everybody find a C. Don't turn it, we don't need to turn it on yet, just find a C. C, there's many C's. We said last week a piano has 88 keys. So that's C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Or if you want to do it in your mind, it's easier, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So it's 1 octave. On the piano, there's 88 keys. Therefore, there's how many octaves? 4 below middle C and 4 above. 88 keys. So there's 4 octaves and 4 octaves. That's 8 octaves. 4 octaves on the top and 4 octaves on the bass clef. Okay. We talked about you need to know up here A equals 440. That's the sound. So in MIDI music, that becomes relatively important. If you're just going to learn to play for the fun of it, it's not too important. But if you want to learn to transpose and really use this powerful, cheap device, you've got to know a few things about math and physics. So anyway, C, middle C, if you see it referred to in music, it'll be C4. The reason being is you start down in the piano, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's middle C, then you got 4 C's above that. Okay, so it's called C4. This would be C3, C5. So you may see in music, the range of this music, for example, may be from, let's say, B3 to A4. More than likely, no male can sing that. Right away, you know what it means, okay? That's up in the soprano range. So that tells you where things are. Above middle C, and especially the second octave above middle C, is soprano range. As you go down low, you've got bass. So if you get down to the C, here we got C3, C2, and C1, you're going to have your bass instruments. So that would be a guitarron in the Mexican world, stand-up bass in the bluegrass world, pedals on an organ, and so on. So, okay, first thing you were supposed to practice, hope you all practiced from last Friday today, right? Right? Yeah. Take finger 1, 3, 5, put finger 1 on middle C. 1, 3, 5. Everybody. Yeah, you can, without instruments, by the way, you can practice music in your head. In other words, you can practice finger to the walking. So you can, in guitar, they call it playing an air guitar. Just pretend like they're doing it, but they get everything working. So now take that, move that up from C4 to C5. Move it up 1 octave, 1, 3, 5. Move it up 1 more octave. And now you're probably going to run out of keys, right? Because these keyboards don't have 88 keys. Now take your left hand, and 5, 3, 1. So little finger, the pinky, 5, 3, 1. That goes on to C below middle C. C below middle C. 5, 3, 1. This is very important. Now move it down 1 more octave, and you're probably going to run out of keys again. So that's the range of your instrument. Just like a trumpet's got a certain range. Most instruments have a range, a high and a low, including our voice. Last week we went over this chord C. A chord is 3 notes that sound good together. Okay? It's based on mathematics. So it's 1, 3, 5. So put down your thumb on middle C again. 1, 3, 5. That's the chord C. Okay? Now, we didn't go over this last week, but we need to work it in. Put down fingers 1, 2, 4, and 5 on the octave C. You'll be doing that very, very often too. So you can play the chord either way, 1, 3, 5, or 1, 2, 4, 5. Now, put your thumb on middle C again, and let's play a scale of C. And a scale of C do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Most of us have heard that for a lifetime. Okay? But the other things you have to learn that is also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay? Do is 1, sol is 5. Okay? So you got to learn a few other things, because in music, for guitar players, for example, that becomes all important, and it will to you in the near future too. So, and then the other thing you have to learn is the alphabet. Most of us here have gone through 5th grade. So the alphanumerics of music is not anything past 5th grade, generally speaking. Alpha means A, B, C, D, E, F, G. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. And these are called big notes and lettered notes. It makes it easy for you to find the notes. Now, take the major chord C again. Now move that up to the 5th note, which is G. Okay, everybody got a G? That's a G chord. Move it down 1 to F, that's number 4, and that's an F chord. So for the songs for this month, those are your chords. Now let's do the same thing with the left hand. Left hand.
Left hand.
5, 3, 1. 5. Pinky goes on middle, C below middle C. Okay? Now move the pinky up to G and G, B, D. Move it down 1 to number 4, and it's F, A, C. F, A, C. That's what you've got to get down. Okay? Now, the next thing you have to work on, like it or not, there has to be some theory in playing music, or you'll never be able to play a lot of music. You can play 1 song or 2 songs or 10 songs, but you'll never be able to play like Jack does, put a sheet of music in front of him. Play 1,000 songs. Okay? So the scale C, put your thumb on C again. Thumb on C. The problem is what? You have 8 notes and only 5 fingers. So you're going to have to turn 5 fingers into 8. So you're going to go up the scale, that's called an ascending scale. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. And you're going to go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. C, D, E. But now you got to have 5 more fingers to complete that scale. C, D, E. The thumb has to go under. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now you've got 8 fingers, right? C, D, E, under, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you can play the scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. When you come back down, which we're not going to do a lot coming down today, but when you come down, most people get used to going up. They want to come back down. What goes up must come down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You start with that same finger, come down, but the 3rd finger, this time to turn it into 3, goes on top. 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. So that's all you have to remember, and I've got it written down there. Here, thumb goes under on the ascending scale. If you want to make a note there, descending scale, thumb goes, 3rd finger goes under. I thought I put it there, but I guess I didn't. questions up to there? Most of that is review. The bass is new. So your new material would be the bass. The chords C, G, E for the bass chord, major chord of C. G, G, B, D, and F, F, A, C. Now these chords have names and so on. So the more academic you want to get, the more you want to get into music. If you're good at math, or you're good at study, there's a lot of other things you need to know. Tonic chord, dominant chord, and a subdominant chord. Or Roman numeral 1, Roman numeral 5, Roman numeral 4. Or if you want to change that into American system, the national system is just 1, 5, 4. Now, this isn't in the handout, but I just want you to get the idea of what you're doing. Take your thumb again and put it on middle C. 3, 5, the chord. Now, just move up one white key. No, move all of them. No, go back to C. Move all 3 fingers up one white key.
Like this.
That's D. Okay, now you're into a D minor chord. Move it up to one more. That's E minor chord. Move it up one more. That's F major chord. One more. G major. One more. A minor chord. We'll give them minors a little bit later, but you got to hear it so you understand it. Okay, and then just leave B out for the time being. Okay, and that's how chords are made. That's how a song is made. Well, let's go over the first song. On Top of Old Smoky. This is an old bluegrass song, very popular, been in the pop world, the standard world for a long time, and in the kids world. First of all, look at the notes. The notes are C, E, G, C, right? C, E. That's your major chord. So you can play that with the fingers 1, 2, 3, and 5. Yes. So you can see the song is written against that chord at that particular place. If you look above there, you'll see C. That C tells you it's a C chord. So any guitar player, or once you know your chords, you know that's a C chord. These are measured, 1, 2, 3. The third measure, where that high C comes in, it says F. Above it is an F, right? That means that's an F chord you would play now. F, A, C. Okay, so let's take your left hand now. Put your pinky on C below middle C. And that's all you have to do. If you're in an organ mold, for example, let's say, that's all you have to do is hold that down for the whole 2 measures, or no chord measure 1. Then when you see the F, you're going to move those fingers up to F. The pinky goes up to F, and you're going to hold it down 1, 2, 3, 4 measures. Then here you see C again. So move back down to C. You're going to say on C for 1, 2, 3, 4. Now move it back up to G. And you're going to stay there, 1, 2, 3, 4, back to C. That's all you have to know for the left hand to play 100 songs. If you look at the last note and the last chord will probably almost always tell you what key is in. So if somebody says, what key are you playing in? Look there, you just say C. Or look at the note, and it's C. So you're playing in the key of C. It usually will start with the same note, but not necessarily. But it will always end with that note. Okay? Questions? go too fast. Now, above here, the staff, I've got the lettering for the fingers. So fingering and on a keyboard is the ultimate and most important part of what you're going to do. So the more you do scales, the more you do chords, the more your fingers are going to fly across the keyboard. So you just watch those, and obviously it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 5. And again, last week we said a song is divided into parts. And if they put lyrics with a song, which many songs have lyrics, there'll be sentences, and then the song will be a paragraph. The same with music. Ellen, sing this.
On top of old smoky.
Stop. That's one sentence. That's one musical phrase. Here.
Oh, covered with snow.
Stop. That's another music phrase. Okay? Or another sentence. Next.
I lost my true lover.
Stop. Another sentence.
For time into snow.
Very simple song, but the music is just like you've been reading for years. Okay? You read sentences, they may have a question mark on or exclamation mark or whatever, and a sentence makes up a paragraph. You have short paragraphs or long ones and so on, but the music you can learn the same way. You learn to get a board dress. Anybody know it? Fourscore, 7 years ago, our forefathers brought forth upon this nation. Okay? You start at the start and learn piece by piece by piece. You don't take the whole thing and learn it overnight. So again, and there is a theory out there that it's better to start at the end rather than at the start. I don't do it, but some teachers do, and the reason being, I do know 7 years ago, but I can't do the whole thing. But it's on my computer, so I can find it. But anyway, you may always get the good part at the beginning, or the part you know well, and you'll never get to the end. So you've got to find a way to make sure that you pace through this. And don't get hung up somewhere. If you get hung up somewhere, that becomes a problem. Take it out of that practice and put it into part 4. Because that means you'll never get to the end. If there's something you cannot do, you'll never get to the end unless you make it through that problem. Or the book that I have calls it a fraction. So that's one song. You've got 3 songs to learn in 3 months. You don't just work on one song. I get very tired working on one song. I can do a song like for 30 seconds maybe, if it's a short song. But therefore you have 20 songs to work on. You just go 1, 2, 3, 4 through the 20. Don't get hung up on one song. Not bad to do, but I'm saying you'll never move forward and have a big repertoire. So that's bluegrass, so we do a lot of bluegrass. This is a German. This is German month, Oktoberfest month. So we were at Gilmore Center, put on a German program on Wednesday. And we had our whole band there. We taught German dances and so on. This is one of the most popular beginner songs for keyboard and also in the German world. It's called Du Du liegst mir im Herzen. You lie in my heart. Okay, so Du in American. And that means you. So there are words in English, you are my true love, or you are a good student, whatever. Okay. Look at it again now. You gotta understand, this is what is called a lead sheet. A lead sheet gives you all kinds of information, and from that, a musician makes the song what it is. It's got the chords, got the melody, and the notes, and very frequently, in the near future, we'll have the lyrics down there. So our singers can accompany themselves singing. Okay, let's go on to the next page. Left hand. This is our lesson for today. And here you have spaces and lines too. So the mnemonic for your spaces is what?
Good voice, do fine. Oh.
No. Bass.
FACC.
Read it.
Oh.
The bass. All cows eat grass. Everybody see it? All cows eat grass. It's a red lettering. Okay. Spaces. Space 1, 2, 3, 4. The lines are good boys do fine always. So you should be able to learn those mnemonics in about 2 weeks. Then anytime you don't know what a note is, just look at it and say to yourself, F-A-C-E equals C and C. Right? Every good boy does fine. If it's a top one, it's going to be F. F note. All cows eat grass. C will be the second space. What are you getting at? Now let's do the left scale of C coming up. Put your pinky again on